Hello everyone, how you doing today? It's a beautiful day. I'm outside and just finished eating me a good old fish sandwich from Burger King. They're actually pretty good, especially when you get them around lunchtime. They're excellent. Get you go to Burger King today or whenever you have the chance or whenever you're free. Get you one of their big fish sandwiches and get you a fry and a milkshake with it. Or if you're lactose intolerant, get you whatever drink you want. But I got me the fish sandwich with a large fry and a small milkshake, and it was great. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about that today, but I just wanted to put that out there, just lighten the mood, because I'm gonna go and dive in deep right now, and I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. But I'm sorry. I'm apologize in advance. I am sorry because I'm gonna hurt some feelings. But hey, I have to do this. The voice must be heard. The message must be heard. So today I got a video request. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you asked me to do a video, Mister. Is it? I don't know if it's Rupper or Rupert, the Whimsical. Not sure, but I'm gonna give a shout out to you. Y'all check him out. I don't know what his or her channel is, but I want to just shout him out because this was a video request that they wanted. They wanted me to specifically make a video talking about the unrealistic standards of black women, and I want to just say thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes and your subscriptions, and I really care about y'all, and I really thank you. Um, I want to I want to actually do I want to get it a little more personal, and I want to start like having like phone conversations or maybe just talking on Discord with some of my subscribers. Um, I have a Discord server. It's called the Harpy Slayers. Anyone wants to join? It's wonderful. We talk. It's not many members. I just started it not too long ago. So what I might do is I might leave a link in the description if I remember. If I don't remember, I'm sorry. I'll leave it in one of the comment sections. If I don't put it in the description, look for it in the comment section because I'll put it in the comment section because I might forget because I might not upload this video today. I might upload it tomorrow. Not sure because I got some other things to do. But real quick, I want to come before y'all and I want to explain or I want to tell you what I'm gonna put it this way. I want to tell you what I have observed, me personally. Uh, the only reason why I'm making this video, well, also because I'm in support of my listeners, but also I feel like I'm very well versed in this subject because I've experienced a lot of this myself. I mean, a lot. I'm talking about so much to the point where it's like I hate to say this. You can call me Uncle Tom. You can call me a porch. Well, I don't know if I could say it on YouTube. Porch person, raccoon, or whatever you want to call me. But I don't even really talk to black women anymore. I mean, and that's saying something because I used to only go after black women. I used to only pursue black women. Well, any of you surprise, don't know, I'm a booty man. I like booty. I like women with nice round butts, wide hips and stuff, the pear shape. I like that. That's what I'm physically attracted to. I mean, obviously the personality has to be there because I've seen a lot of women with nice bodies, but they open their mouth and they start talking. It's like, oh gosh, close your mouth. And I don't mean like their breath stink. I'm talking about it's like the lack of intellect and the lack of logic, and it's just they open their mouth and start talking. I'm like, oh god, you know. But I get a lot, especially from women. They say, "Oh, you shouldn't care about a woman's body. It's her body," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but if you women want my body to be a certain, you want me to be a certain height, then I think me liking women with wide hips and big butts is valid. If you want me to be tall, then I like my women thick and curvy. I think that's only valid. But no, they have a problem with that. You see where I'm going? I'm starting. I'm going somewhere with this. But just listen. Hear me out. They have a problem with that. I don't know why. I really don't understand why. But that was why. That was a lot of reason why I was drawn to a lot of black women because of their curvaceousness. But the problem is their standards and their reality of thinking is just so far off that it's almost it just makes you want to question your own reality, especially especially if you're a young black man or middle age or a black man in general that has dealt with this. I'm not talking about the black man as you married the perfect black woman and you're living a happy life. then good for you. I'm not hating on your situation. I'm just saying that congratulations, because not all of us have it that good. Um, I'm going to give you a perfect example of what's going on with me, because um, I usually go after. Well, I've actually taken a break from dating because I feel like it's just a like our subscriber said, the whimsical. It is, and if you don't know what whimsical means to be childlike, or to be like, to be silly and goofy in a childish manner. And to actually, it in the old English, it used to be a I think it's actually Middle English. I don't think it's Old English, but if I'm not mistaken, whimsical meant, it was more of a insult. Like, you say, you whimsical fool. That means you childlike fool. That's basically what they're saying. I'm not saying the person is that wasn't their name. I'm saying, but I'm using the word whimsical, because it's a very key word, and I like it a lot. I like that word. Basically, it's a lot of the reality, and a lot of uh, the substance that women talk about is just useless. It's just useless garbage that is regurgitated from woman after woman after woman. And what I'm saying is, black women would be like, "Oh, we don't like short men," or they're like, "I don't like short men. I don't like short men. I don't like short men." So what happens is, you get a group of like 10 black women say they don't like short men, and guess what? It just starts expanding, and it gets to 20 black women, and 40, and 60, and it just keeps going. 80. It just keeps going, and then before you know it, you have a whole generation of black women say, "I don't want black. I don't want a short black man." I'm like, what? Like, what did you even think about his morals, his standards? I mean, did you think about, does he love you? I mean, does that even cross your mind? I mean, like I said, I like a woman with a nice butt, a nice curvy body, but she has she has to have other attributes as well. She has to be. She ain't got to be super smart. She doesn't even have to have a job, really. Um, as long as she has some form of identity. Like, what I mean by that is, like, she may not be working right now, but she knows what she wants out of life. You know, she says, you know what, I've always wanted to do thus and so. And the cool thing about it is, I don't have the most money, but if I was dating her, I said, you know what, let's make that happen. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out financially to get to where you need to be. And I'm no perfect person myself, because all of us are struggling one way or another. But you know what? I want to help you out. I'm gonna make your life easier in that aspect of you wanting to pursue your dream and your passion. When you talk to a black woman about that, oh, you're seen as a soft dude. Well, I want to say another word, but I don't think that's YouTube appropriate. You're a soft. I want to say NIGGA, but you're a soft person. You know what I mean? Um, just because you want to help someone other than yourself. That's number two. Number one, like I said, black women don't like short men, and it just continues to go on and on and on. It spills over into many generations. Number two, they don't want to deal with a man that they feel like is too soft. I've been told this numerous times, like, by black women. There's a particular woman. I'm not gonna say her name, but she. Uh, I went on many dates with this woman, and I thought, man, this is gonna work out. She was goth. Everything was good. And no, it wasn't the one goth girl. It was another goth girl. I like goth girls. If you don't know, I really like goth girls. I mean, I'm not saying my girl has to be goth, but I prefer it. It's just a preference. I've talked to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say I talked about seven goth girls. Hey, ain't that something? I got 7 on my shirt. See, 7. I can't see it. 7. Oh, my shirt says blessed. 7. I got 777. My shirt says blessed. I don't know if y'all can see it. Anyways, that's not important. But anyways, I talked about 7. 7, was it 6 or 7 or 8? I don't know, somewhere in that ballpark. And each one of them rejected me for whatever reason. Most of the time, it was me either being too nice, too short, or too weird. Which is weird to me because a goth girl calling you weird, you got to be something crazy weird. I mean, you got to be like, wow, weird. For a goth girl to call you weird, yeah, you're weird. Because I've been called weird by goth girls, and I didn't think that was possible. But this particular goth girl, she was African American, and we went out different places. We went to, well, I don't even want to say the location we went because I don't want it to be like give away like my location or whatever. But you probably know where I live, anyways. Uh, the wonderful come in, I give you a cup of coffee or something. You can sit and chit chat, whatever. Um, so I got bugs flying in, I got pollen flying in. I apologize, y'all. But yeah, so me and this chick went on a couple of dates, and she was like, you know what? I really like you, but you're just too soft. I was like, too soft? I don't understand. Like, what you mean too soft? And I don't know. It's just like she was just like saying, "Oh, you're just too soft." I'm like, too soft? Can you explain? And she never really explained further than, "Oh, you just, I want a real dude or a dude that's more masculine." I said, more masculine? I don't understand. Like, you want a guy to argue with you? Because she would always come up with little small, little like slick little things to say, and I would never argue with her. And I guess that was basically a red flag to her, I guess, because she would argue, she would like bring up stuff that should have ended in an argument, but I just ended in a nonchalant way. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you over like sensible, like, senseless things. But yeah, she still wanted to continue on her path of, trying to enrage me for whatever reason. It didn't work. So I guess because it didn't work, and I've always was like the calm type nature person, she didn't understand that. So in her mind, she just said, "Oh, this is a problem." I'm like, "Why is it a problem?" I don't know. But I can tell you from multiple personal experiences that if you want to date a black woman, you got to be very careful. You got to make sure you are 100%. I mean, if you got a business, you got to be 100%. If you got if you're a salesman, you got to be 100%. Whatever it is that you do, you got to be 100% because black men will not accept you, and I mean that for a fact. They will not accept you unless you are 100%. And I was 100% at one point, and they still didn't want me. So I was like, perfect example. There's a young lady I know right now. I don't want to put her name out there, but I'm gonna just call her nickname. Her nickname is Cat. Okay, and now this woman, I've tried everything in my physical power to be with this woman. She is literally everything I've ever wanted in a woman. When I say everything, I mean everything. Everything. I'm talking about everything. She's intellectual. We talk. We have very deep talks, very, very long talks. She's a young black woman. She's very, very I'm talking about. She would put. She would put a lot of these women to shame. Like, I mean, she's like you seen thick. She's like extra thick. Like, not even like playing. Like, I'm not even joking. I would show a picture, but I'm not putting her what you call it out there. She's so nice and she's caring, and she calls me just about every day and asks me how I'm doing, and we talk. We talk for hours at a time on the phone. We laugh, we chit chat, and I had this girl rolling laughing. I mean, I'm talking about she'd be laughing so hard, and it's like, I'm that guy for her. She needs to borrow money. I loan her money. She usually pays me back. Um, I basically do the fairy tale definition of what I should do to get a woman, right? But when I do all that, what does it get me? It gets me friend zoned. That's where it gets me. I put so much love and effort into, this trying to build a relationship with her, just for her to throw me to the side. Say, "Oh, you're too weird." I was like, "What?" She was, "I would never date you. You're too weird." I was like, "What do you mean too weird? Like, I don't really understand what makes me undateable just simply for me being different. I don't understand that." She was like, "Don't worry, you'll find somebody that fits you." I was like, "I actually did find somebody that fits you, and it's you." She was like, "No, it's not me." I was like, "Well, I want to be with you." She goes, "No, it's not going to work." I was like, "Oh." And then she's giving me this long spiel about, oh, you can't force someone to love you, blah, blah, blah. You can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. But here's a little catcher. Here's a little the kicker about Kat here. She likes thugs and bad boys. Okay. I remember Mr. Savvy Guy. He actually made a video not too long ago about, when you're a black man and you don't really fit the build or fit the mold of a black man, they look at you different. Yeah, exactly. This young lady, Kat, she loved this thug bad boy so much that she let this thug bad boy live with her for 4 years. Yep, you heard me right. She let this thug bad boy live with her for 4 years. And she loved this man and dated him. He had no job at all. No job, nothing. He looked for a job for 4 years and she kept trying to get him to get a job and he wouldn't do it. So eventually she broke up with him and he's all like, you caused me to be homeless, blah, blah, blah. She said, no, you caused yourself to be homeless, right? So tell me, does that make sense? Now, people tell me I'm crazy and they tell me I'm wrong for the way I view women, but I'm like, how can I be wrong when I can show you evidence? How can I be wrong when I can show you evidence? I don't understand. This woman, now hear me out. This woman let a thug bad boy with no job live with her for 4 years. But yet she can't give me a chance because I'm too weird. She can't give me a year because I'm too weird. Does that make sense? What that tells me is, as long as he's a thug or a bad boy, she's willing to let him slide. No matter what, she's willing to let him slide. But me being too weird, that's not good enough. So you know what I did? This is what changed my whole viewpoint on black women. I said, look, I started asking black women this question, and whenever they ask me this, I don't even associate with them as far as dating is concerned. I asked her, I said, do you date based off of what you want or what your peers want? She was like, my peers? I said, yeah, your friends and family. Do you date based off of what you want or what your friends and family want? She said, well, I always listen to my friends and family because, they may see things that I don't see. I said, okay, so do you date based off of what you want or what your friends and family want? She said, well, my friends and family, they know what's best, so I kind of listen more towards them. I said, so you date based off what your friends and family want? She said, well, yeah, pretty much. I said, okay. And when they answer that question, I don't associate with them as far as dating is concerned. Because that lets me know that she's going to always let her friends and family into her relationship. She would. When a woman like that would never date just you. You're going to have to date. You're not going to be dating just her. You're going to be dating her friends, and her family. Because they're going to know everything you do in your relationship. They're going to know everything about you. They're going to know your deepest, darkest secrets. They're going to know how much money you make a year. They're going to know what color underwear you wear on Wednesdays. They're going to know all of that. They don't need to know that, but they're going to know that. You know why? Because she's going to basically emotionally dump everything to her friends and family. And you know what happens? Eventually, her friends and family say, why don't you just leave him? And then you know what happens? She leaves him, and then she goes for another guy she think is better, and then he treats her like dog crap. And then you know what happens? Then she comes crawling back to the guy that she left, and the guy's like, I don't want you back. So I want y'all to do that. Whenever you come up to a woman that you think that you might want to date, ask her those questions. Do you date based off of what you want or what your friends and family want? If she's smart, she'll lie to you immediately and say, "Oh, I just date based on what I want," But even if she says she dates all based on what she wants, you have to confirm that. What you do is, this is how you confirm that. See, I've been in the game for a little bit. You know what I mean? People say, well, you just don't know what you're doing. You just don't know about women. No, I know about women, trust me. In my 34 years on this earth, I've learned some things. Most of the experiences I've had with women were negative, but I have learned some things. I'm going to tell you what I've learned. You want to find out if a woman's loyal, or you want to find out if a woman is telling her friends and family your stuff, tell her something about yourself that nobody knows. That's not too personal. I don't know. Tell her something like you snort when you laugh or something, or you pee in the shower, something like that. I don't know, just something simple that's not really going to destroy your reputation. Tell her something simple like that, and find out if her friends or family find out within a month, a week, or a month. hmm Then you want to say, well, how do I find out if she told him? There you go. You know what you do? You start making hints about what you told her to her friends and family, and if they catch on immediately, they know. They know. And a woman like that. Sorry, I had to get some of that milkshake. It's good. I'm trying to drink it all before it completely melts. But anyways, you don't want to date a woman that's constantly telling all your business to her friends and family. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's happened to me in the past. I'm telling you what I know. If you do that, your relationship is going to eventually crumble. And I'm telling you why. Friends and family should not dictate what happens in a relationship. Unless one of the spouse, the male or the female, doesn't matter which one, is causing harm or detriment to the marriage. What I mean by that is, if the guy's an alcoholic and he's drinking, he's beating up everybody in the house, and the woman's family say you need to leave him, yes, you might want to get counseling or try to leave that man because he's dangerous. Vice versa. You got a woman, she gets drunk and she gets violent, she starts beating up everybody in the house, and the man's family say you should leave her. You should either get counseling or you should leave her. One of the two. Because, like I said, that can result in damages not only physically but emotionally. Because this is why I have a problem right here. I know you're saying, well, you kind of got off topic. No, I'm basically saying all this so I can unpack this thing. This is my next point. This is right in line with what I was saying. A lot of black women, they date the thugs. Gosh, that's a tongue twister. They date the thugs. How now, brown cow? Anyway, they date the thugs. Gosh, I can't get it out. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So they date those guys, right? And a lot of these guys are abusive, and they beat the woman. They beat her down, whether it's physically or emotionally or both. So, and for some reason, I don't know why, but these women stay in this type of relationship. They stay in it, and they stay in it, and they get beat up over and over. Like I did in my classic video, they drag them up and down the steps. Grab them by the hair and drag them up the steps and down the steps, up the steps and down the steps. Like, I mean, and they go through all this emotionally and physical damage, right? Then finally, when the brain clicks in that, hey, I should leave this guy, they finally leave the guy. Then when they come across a nice guy like me, or a guy that's, well, I'm nice, but I'm still assertive. And if you try to start something, I will handle it accordingly. But anyways, they meet a guy like me and they don't know how to respond. They usually reject guys like me because they're so used to being beat on that they feel like that's what they need to be, is being beat on. I want to give you all a little history lesson. Now, if you're very sensitive, I'm going to warn you right now, you need to leave or skip ahead, because this is going to hurt some feelings. This is really going to hurt some feelings, but I got to say this. Okay. Me being a black man, I speak from my experience. Now, how many black people, or how many people of the black race, how many of y'all have had both parents in your life? Father and mother. I'm just giving y'all a moment to reminisce or think about it. Now, if you broke up if you were brought up in a broken family, a lot of times trying to date black women is going to be nearly impossible. Because I'll tell you why. A lot of single mothers, when they raise their daughters, they basically don't know how to raise a daughter properly because they made the same mistake their mother made, and their mother, and their grandmother, and their great grandmother made. You know a mistake a lot of black women make? Now, you can fact check me on this all day long. Just go on Google and say, what race has the highest single mothers in it? What race? The black race. The black race has the highest number of single mothers. So, I've heard this numerous times. You see a young black girl, she's 14 years old, belly big, and she pregnant. I'm like, what are you doing at 14 pregnant? Like, what are you doing with your life? She don't judge me. My mama did it too. I'm like, your mama what? My mama had me when she was 16. So why aren't you breaking the cycle? Why are you doing what your mother did? Huh? Okay. I'm probably throwing some people off here. I'm gonna reel you back in right quick. You think I'm saying is crazy, right? You think what I'm saying is crazy, right? Okay. Tell me why women was spending $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown. I can stop the video right there. I'll say it again. If you think what I'm saying is crazy, right? If you think, oh, what you saying is crazy, man, women are not like that. Okay, all right. Why were women spending $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown? Hmm? I'm lost. I'm lost. Well, why are they doing that? Hmm? I don't know. There's a lot of women I really like. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a picture with what's her name, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I think she's cute. I would love to get a picture with her, but I'm not gonna spend $1,000 to do it. No, sir. Mm-mm. I know everybody hating on Nicki Minaj, but I actually think she's kind of cute. Even though her butt's fake, I don't care if it's fake or not. I actually think she's still attractive to me. Um, would I get a picture with her? Sure. Well, would I pay $1,000? No, I would not pay $1,000 to get a picture with her. No, not even. Not even. Mm-mm. Not even. Mm-mm. Nope. So, I'm just saying that to say this. When you have a woman that's been brought up in a single family, single parent household, she's already going to be somewhat broken. Now, I'm not saying that you can't stay broken. I'm not saying that you should never date her. I'm just saying you need to watch out. That's why I handed you that first information first to see if you tell her something that's nonchalant. See what she does with that information. If she tells her whole family within a week or a month, you need to be very cautious of that woman. You know, very cautious. And I'm not saying that a person that was brought up in a broken household cannot be successful. They can be successful, but you just have to watch the actions that they do when they're dating. Mostly women, because I've seen guys that grew up in a broken household and they turn their life around and become, you know, good members of society. And I've seen women do it too, but I see more men do it than women, because a lot of times women just use the victim mentality, like, oh, I was a victim. You was a victim of what? When you look, the only time you was a victim is when you cannot, we have no say so. When you're a baby, up until like when you were like a little kid. Once you turn 18, you're not a victim anymore. You can make full-fledged decisions as an adult. You're legally recognized as an adult, so you can't be considered a victim anymore. And I mean that in every aspect, because they got women talking, oh, she's only 15, you can't do. Hold on, wait a minute. First of all, why are you letting your young daughters show so much skin? I can stop the video right there. Like I said, I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings today. I don't want to, but I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings today. Why? I was in the store. This happened a couple of years ago. I actually made a video about this. So many people hated this video. I actually got thumbs down on this particular video. I made a little short one time. I was working on a truck, and this happened to me. It frustrated me so much I had to make a little short about it. I was in the store, right? There was this young girl. She had to be like, what, 13, 14, 15 maybe. I'd say maybe she was maybe 15, 16. She was close. She had to be close to 18 because she was slightly developed. She, she had her womanhood going on and stuff. You know what I mean? She had boobs and booty and stuff like that going on, right? So tell me why this young girl, right? She walking down the aisle in Walmart. I'm like, I'm trying not to look at her because I'm like, she got to be underage. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, oh my God, like, why are you dressed like that? I mean, you can see her whole stomach. I mean, she was almost wearing nothing but a bra and some little short shorts. I mean, it wasn't a bra, but it was like a bra. It was like some little tube top, but it was so short. You can see her whole stomach. You can see her shoulders and her back. And uh, she had like these little short shorts on that you could see all her thighs all the way down to her feet because she had like little sandals on. And she had thick thighs and she walking and her butt jiggling, her thighs moving around. I'm like, and you know what? Everybody within the 5 mile radius is like, you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile. Hold on, wait a minute, wait, stop. My question is this. Why is a girl that age showing that much skin? Why? Why is a girl that age showing that much skin? If I ever have kids and I have a daughter, she will never come out the house dressed like, never. She'll be able to wear shorts, but not that short. That was no. She look like a hoochie. Like I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the God honest truth. Look, the cross is in my. I do not lie about this stuff, bro. I'm telling you the truth. When I looked at that girl, I thought she was a hooker, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you something. Any of y'all truckers out there, I'm a truck driver, you're a professional driver. Y'all know what a lot lizard is? A lot lizard is basically a prostitute. It's code for prostitute, right? When I used to go to some of the, well, I still go to a lot of truck stops, but some of the ones out west, you see it more out west than you do over here on the east. But a lot of times, it's you see a lot of, or Middle East, I should say. Anyway, a lot of times you see, you see women like the night walkers or whatever. They dress just like that young girl was. I'm like, you shouldn't be dressing like that. There's no way you need to be showing that much skin. I mean, no, that's not acceptable. Now, if she was 18, I could see it. And everybody be like, well, how you know she wasn't 18? Because she would walk, because when I saw her walk by, her mom came and she said, well, what kind of hair products you trying to get? And the girl, she said, I don't know. And like, you could tell she was like young because it's like the way she was talking and the way she was just standing, like her mannerisms said that she wasn't really that old. You could tell she wasn't that old. And then the next thing she did, I had to get from off the aisle, like, cause I was trying to get some locking gel for my dreads, like so I can twist them up. I ain't even getting none that day. That was gonna be the last thing I got. I had me a little small shopping cart, and that was gonna be the last thing I got. When I saw that, I said, I'm getting out of here because it won't when I saw the girl, but the next thing she did made me walk off the aisle. And I know it won't just me because I saw this older white gentleman. When I said older, he was a lot older. He was like old, like an old timer. And I saw him. He was walking with his cane. He stopped and said, when he did that, I knew I wasn't the only one that said no. She should not be dressed like that. She had knelt down. She had squatted down to the bottom shelf. See thighs and everything. And I'm like, so I said, nope, I gotta get it because this girl is obviously under 18. I gotta, nope. So I walked out from out of the aisle. Then as I'm walking out of the aisle, this older white guy was turning. That's how you doing? He just nodded his head. He didn't say how you doing. He just nodded his head like that. And then I looked back. I kind of saw him out the corner of my eye. He was walking out. He said, he stopped. He did like that. He said, and he kept walking. He was gonna go down that aisle. He did like that, and he kept walking, going straight. And I laughed to myself. Said, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. He saw that, was like, what in the world? So now, I know you said, well, dang, that was a lot you said. The reason why I said that is because you got these young girls out here, 13, 14, 15 years old, getting knocked up and getting pregnant because they dressing like that. They shouldn't be dressing like that. There's no way a woman under 18 need to be just showing that much skin. There's no way. No way. And then women try to defend that hoochie style of dressing by like, oh, well, men should have self-control. Men should have self-control. Yeah, men do have self-control, but don't entice a man with the underage girl. You asking for it. What are you doing? I'm gonna tell you something. I believe all these, well, I can't say the word, all this taking it without permission. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't know if you can say that word. Taking it, pedophilia, all this stuff. I believe the numbers would drop if women dressed more modest. Young girls specifically would dress more modest. I really think so. Now I know women gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. They need to dress more modest. When you go to the gym, there should be no reason why you wearing spandex tight pants. No reason at all. No reason. None at all. Women say, "Oh, wait, it helps me exercise better. Wear some basketball shorts. You'll be fine. Wear some basketball shorts. You can do any workout in basketball shorts. Plus, guess what? Basketball shorts have pockets. I don't know if leggings have pockets, but there you go. I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, why is it? I just don't get it. I don't know. But getting back to the main idea here. Um, the number of they said the number of highest number of single mothers, the highest race of single mothers is black women. Why is that? Now, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. Yes, the black men are to blame also. However, it's the type of black men that are to blame. Me, if I got a woman pregnant, I would take care of that kid. I wouldn't leave and say, "Oh, it ain't my kid. I ain't messing." I'm not that type of man. If I get a woman pregnant, I will do everything I can in my power to protect that child and that woman to make sure they are okay. But you know what? Women say I'm too weird, I'm too nice, I'm too short. They go after the bad boy. They don't care nothing about her. All he care about is that cootie bird and how good and soft she feels. That's all he care about. He get up in there, he do his jump, she get pregnant. Oh, you pregnant? He gone. She never see him again. You know how I know? Happened to my niece. I love my niece dearly. Baby girl, I love you so much, but I don't know why you did that. I don't know why you did that. Baby girl, I love you, but I don't know why you did that. This is a hard one for me. I'm not tearing eyed, but it's just, it makes me so angry that she did this to herself. She was messing around with this guy, right? I tried, look. There's a guy that watched my videos. I tried to hook her up. He's a close friend of mine. I tried to hook her up with this young man. She ain't like him. Too nice, right? Okay, that's her preference. All right, cool. So I'm thinking she's gonna find another guy that's a little more harsh, a little more, I guess, tougher or whatever. She go in the opposite direction. She found a guy that's a thug bad boy. I'm like, now I'm gonna tell you why this was such a bad situation. I can't make this up. I'm telling you the truth. This guy had 6 kids before he met my niece. 6 kids. And he barely takes care of his 6 kids. He lied to her and said, "Oh, yeah, I'll take care of my kids. I'll take care of my kids." I told her, I said, how is he taking care of kids working at McDonald's? How is he taking care of 6 kids working at McDonald's? She said, "Oh, he's doing a good job." I said, how is he taking care of 6 kids working at McDonald's? I'm not knocking McDonald's. It's a good paying job. However, 6 kids? That's a lot of kids. You're going to need at least 2 incomes to take care of 6 kids. Yeah, that's very expensive. So, she messing with this guy. He has 6 kids prior to meeting her. She thought, "Oh, he's different. He's different. He's changed. He's not the same guy as he used to be. He changed. And what did he do? He get her pregnant. This dude had the audacity to not even show up to when she was giving birth to the baby. She asked him why he come. He said, "Oh, I was out with the boys shooting pool." Your child, sir, your child number 7 is being born. You don't care enough to show up for 10 minutes? You don't even show up at all? But yeah, these are the type of men that get women. Women always wonder, why are you so mad? Why are you so upset? I'm not mad. I just speak the truth. I keep telling you, women, look, you got to stop doing this. And you know what y'all do? They go right back into the same. They go right in the. I get them out the lion's den. They go right back in the lion's den again. I'm like, you know what they say, Captain Save a Hoe. I used to be that way in my blue pill days. I don't do that no more. If a woman want to waddle and destroy herself, I let her do it. I let her do it because I put it like this: if you're not smart enough to see that that guy is no good, and yet you date a bad boy in any way, that's your problem, not mine. That's your problem. And guess who's taking care of that baby? Her and everybody else, except for that dude. He don't care about the baby. He blocked her after she kept getting on his case about trying to get child support. He blocked her. You know what happened? He got fired from his job on purpose so he couldn't pay her child support. I was like, man. So, any women that's watching this, yes, I'm talking to you. If you say that I'm too nice, or I'm not manly enough, or I'm not a good man because of whatever, I want you to look at that story. I don't want you to analyze that for a second. This man has 6 kids, and he don't take care of hardly none of them. Got my niece pregnant with kid number 7. Right? She didn't have no kids prior to this, but he had 6 kids. Now he got 7 kids, and he purposely got fired from his job so he couldn't pay her child support. So you think that's a better man than me? I'll start the video right there. So ladies, you think that's a better man than me? A man with 7 kids and don't take care of another one working at McDonald's. You think that's a better man than me? Until I see a change in women, period, I'm not dating anymore. I'm not dating. The only way I'm a date right now is if a woman says, you know what, I want to be with you, and I don't care what problems you got, I just want to be with you. And she tries to make it work, and she gives me a chance. That's be the only way I date, because I'm not pursuing women anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because every time I pursue women, it's always a joke. They always reject me over something stupid, and then go turn right around and date a guy that's good for nothing. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I said in the last video, I went 5 years, I think it was 5 or 6 years, being single before I met the girl that's now my ex. 5 years. And it won't me being I won't purposely being single. It was me trying 5 years straight trying to get a girlfriend and getting rejected over and over and over and over and over and over for 5 years straight. Some guys couldn't do stuff like that. These guys are here to act like they tough, or they tough. Take their women, take their female attention away, and see how soft they get. They'll fold like a piece of paper, man. I'm trying to tell you. When guys they say, "Oh, you soft," I said, I'm way tougher than you, bro. No, you soft. No, because you got an old lady backing you. I ain't got nothing. But if you lost your old lady and had to go through a 5 years drought, and every woman you talked to, and every woman you approached for 5 freaking years straight rejected you, something will happen to you. You can't tell me it wouldn't. You can't tell me it wouldn't. All right, you don't believe me? All right, any of you guys out here that don't believe what I'm saying to you, if you went through a 5-year drought right? And you improved everything about yourself, looks, money, status, everything, and women still ignored you because you were short, or they felt like you was too nice, or felt like you was whatever, how would you feel? I guarantee a lot of them guys are lying. Say, well, I wouldn't let it get to me. You lying. You lying because look, when you feeling sad and lonely, what the first thing you do? You call your old lady and she say whatever, 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 and you go over there and you beat that cootie bird up and you come home feeling good. It's not a mystery that they say the male suicide rate is much higher than the female suicide rate. There's no question about it. Numbers don't lie. I don't care what people tell you. I don't care what the media says. Numbers don't lie. If men were supported like women would, the male suicide rate would go down a lot better. I mean, it would be very low, very low, very low. But you know what happens? Men say, "I'm okay. I got it. I'm okay. I got it. I'm okay. I got it. I'm okay. I got it." And after a while, when they keep saying that over and over and over and over again, you know what happens eventually? They stop believing it. And even said, "Oh, he does," but he starts to believe. No. When you constantly tell yourself everything is okay when it's not okay, something's gonna happen to you. Something in your brain is gonna eventually snap, and you're just gonna just unwind, you know? Something's gonna happen to you. So when people say, "Oh, being rejected is normal," it's normal. Yes, it's normal, but the unnecessarily high amounts of rejection is not normal. Humans are social creatures. There is an old African proverb that says, if you do not show, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's pretty much saying, if you don't show uh, the kid love, if you're cold towards the kid will burn the village down to feel its warmth, or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something to that effect. I know the Joker isn't a real person, but why was the Joker so broken? Why? You saw the Joker movie, didn't you? If you haven't, you need to go see it. Why was the Joker so broken? If somebody would have just gave that man a hug and said, "You know what, it's gonna be okay, Arthur. It's gonna be all right," I don't think none of this stuff would have happened. Do you remember the scene? Do you remember? Spoiler alert, whatever. Do you remember the scene with the little midget guy? Right? I don't want to say, well, he was vertically challenged, the bald-headed guy. Arthur had just, well, he had just done some things that were heinous, right? So the little short guy was trying to get out and he couldn't reach the locks. So he was like, "Arthur, I can't get out," or something of that nature, right? So he walked up. He said, "Oh, it's gonna be all right." I can't remember the guy's name. And he kissed him on the forehead, and he said, "You know, you were the only nice one. You was the only one that was nice to me." And he grabbed him and hugged him and kissed him on the forehead again. And he undid the lock and let him leave. And he didn't even touch him. He didn't even hurt him. See, people think that people that are like weird or rejected or different, they think that I don't know why they think this, but they think showing them hostility is going to make them stronger. Mm-mm. Showing them hostility is going to get them probably so riled up that they're probably going to unalive you. Notice what he said. The Joker, Arthur, he went around just, doing some heinous acts. I'm trying to keep it G-rated because if you say too much stuff, YouTube likes to get crazy. But he did a lot of things that blood was involved. Okay, I'm just trying to get you to understand what I'm saying here. And it was a little midget guy, right? He could have easily ripped that guy apart, but he was nice to him. He showed him kindness. Whether it was out of fear or just because he was a good person, he showed him kindness. You know what he did? He let that man walk free. When you're nice to people, they remember that more than when you treat them bad. To a person that's been treated bad their whole life, when you're nice to that person, they remember that. They cherish that. Every time a woman speaks to me first, or waves at me and smiles at me, I don't even know how to respond to that because I'm so used to being glared at. I'm so used to women looking at me funny in public. I'm so used to it. But when a woman says, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm looking around like, she talking to me? Oh, she's talking to, oh wow, she's talking to me. Wow, I'm surprised. Or if a woman gives me a compliment, oh, I like your hat, or I like your style. I'm like, oh, thanks. It's like, oh wow, I don't know how to respond to that. 'Cause I'm so used to the negative side. It's like when I found something positive, it's just like I don't even know what to do with it. I didn't want to focus too much on black women because they'll consider you hating on black women if you go too far into it. That's why I kind of jumped around to different topics that's still somewhat related. But I'm going to be bringing this video to a close here shortly, and I want to basically say this. The main reason why black women's standards are so crazy and out of control is because they don't know how to date. They don't know how to date. If you don't believe me, I need you to start going up to random black women, any black woman at all. Just start going up to random black women and ask them, how many bad relationships were you in? Most of them are probably not going to say anything. They're probably going to give you attitude and walk away. But if you get one that actually, wants to talk to you, just listen to what she says. I guarantee you most of them are going to say they was in a bad relationship. Most of them will say that. You know why? Because they don't know how to date. They don't know how to pick the right men. All they want to be beaten. I don't know why, but subconsciously black women like to be beaten. I think this is a cultural thing that happened back in history when, I'm not trying to put it about race, but back during slavery times, you would see the slave master would take the biggest, strongest slave and the biggest, strongest male slave and beat him into submission. And I think that over time has broken us as a race. I really think that did. Like I said, it's still not an excuse, but there needs to be some type of change that needs to take place. A forward momentum. It's like the black race moved forward to a certain spot and just stopped right there. We had Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these black prominent, Harriet Tubman, all these black prominent people that they will be appalled at the way that the black race is now. They will be appalled. They will be like, what is going on? Then you had the Black Wall Street. You had all this stuff. It's like black people was trying to move forward, and they got to a certain point, they just stopped. You listen to every black rap music now, it's all about drugs, sex, and killing, or about big booties. That's all it's about. That's all the rap music is about. I'm like, you mean to tell me you lack so much, you lack so much creativity that this is the only thing you can come up with? Wow. That's sad. That's very sad that that's all you can come up with. And out of all the things that you can talk about, out of all the things you can do, out of all the stuff you can say, you want to talk about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Big Buddha just like any other black man. But do I make music about it? Not really. I've not made one song about girls with big booties, ever. I've never made one song about it. Never. However, there was that one song. It has no lyrics, but it's a song about like twerking or something. But I've made it a long time ago. It was like an instrumental. I don't know. It was. I don't know. I just thought of. Well, it's a long story. They'd be like, well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. All right. It was someone asked me, could I make like a hip hop beat, like and it was like, can you make it about like girls twerking? I was like, what? Why? I don't know. Just make it sound like something that they could twerk to. I was like, all right, fine. So I made the song, and the guy never ended up using it, and I was like, so I just wasted this song. Then years later, he used it and said, "Man, this song goes hard, man. I like it." I said, "Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it." So that's how that became to be. But no, let me get back to the topic. But a lot of times, black women just they want to they want to ensnare the wrong type of man. They know the man ain't no good, but yet they get pregnant by the guy and then they try to ensnare him with child support. Why are you doing that? You know that guy ain't no good. Why are you bothering with that guy? Why you even messing with that guy? He's no good. But that's why their standards are so high, because they don't know how to date. Oh, that's what I think anyways. I could be wrong, but I think that the reason why their standards are so high is because they don't know how to date. They don't know what they're looking for. And that goes for white women, black women, Latina women, any women. I think most women don't know what they want. Any woman that's single and got a bunch of kids, she don't know what she wants. Because Sandman was right. Women want to ride the, I don't know if I can say that, the COCK carousel. That was right. He was right about that. They want to ride the carousel, have pop out as many babies as they want, and they want to find a blue pill simp to take care of them and their kids. Eventually, that's not going to work anymore, because guys are going to be like, you know what, I'm not putting up with this crap. I'm not dealing with it. And then they want to be like, yeah, he stepped up and be the man. Like, no, it ain't about stepping up or stepping down. But I'm going to tell you one thing you need to do. Maybe you need to sit down and close your legs. Just don't let anybody hit that. You know what I mean? These women letting these thugs and drug dealers and these guys, they might got fast money, but they don't have a career. They don't really know how to work. They don't know how to use their hands. They don't know how to use no tools. They don't. You tell them what a flathead or a Phillips head screwdriver, they don't know what you're talking about. You say, hey, you know what an angle grinder is? No, I don't know what that is. You know what a compass or square is? No, I don't know what that is. Do you know what a 15, 16 wrenches? You know what an inch and a quarter, inch and a 15, a 16, a half-inch drive, a 3/8 drive, a 3/4 drive. You know any? No, I don't know what it is. You know what an impact wrench is? No, I don't know what that is. Do you know what this? No, I don't know what it is. You know what a micrometer is? No, I don't. You know what a mag base is? No, I don't know. They don't know what none of that is. You know what a lathe is? You know what a machinist tools? You know? No, I don't know what that is. They don't know nothing. You know how to weld? You know 3/32 rods, 60/80, what is it? 70/18 rods, 60/11 welding rods. You know any of that? I don't know. You know what tempered steel is? You know what peroxide is? I don't know what that. None of that is. Well, then what good are you for? You don't know how to do nothing but get money fast by selling drugs. That's all you know how to do. And women give these men a chance. No wonder the black community ain't going nowhere. Because these men don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to do nothing. All of that stuff I just named probably went over some people's heads. I don't know what that is. You never work with these right here. The things that God has given you. You never work with your hands. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you might can make twice as much money as me, but it's fast, illegal money. And you know what you're doing? You're just making a drug dealer rich. And slip up one time. You sell somebody some chopped up stuff or some wrong stuff, and guess what happened to you? You gone. You gone. Your whole life is gone, just like that. You either going to prison, you're going to sell it to a cop, or the dude going to end your life because you sold the wrong stuff. And that's what some black people, that's what some young black men, they want. That's what they want. They feel like, oh, that's the life right there. That's the life right there. No, it's not the life. You go into prison, sagging your pants, let some dude do stuff to you. That's not the life that you're supposed to be living. That's the life that the system wants you to live, but that's not the life that you're supposed to be living. Another thing. If you sagging your pants, you need to pull your pants up. I don't care what nobody tell you. Sagging your pants in prison and out of prison mean that you want to end yep. I don't know if I can say it, but yeah. It means that you want how can I say this in code? Oh, I got you. When you sagging your pants like that, that means you want to sit in another man's lap. There you go. I mean, I'm trying to say it without, being, derogatory. But yeah, that's basically what that means. So, yeah. That's what I'm gonna say. So I had to say something to the young black brothers too, because they black women are not all are at fault. Black men are at fault too, but certain types of black men. And not all black women are like this either, but majority of them are like this. You know why? Because the black race has the highest level of single mothers out of all the races in the world. In the world, black women have the highest number of single mothers. The black race. The highest. You don't believe me? Fact check me. Look it up all day long. Go on Google and look it up. You don't believe me? Look it up. I'm not lying. So, I just hit the hour mark. Alright, I'm going to have to cut this video short. This video has been long enough. And with that, stay safe. And I hope this video answered your question. If it didn't, write in the comment section. Critique me. Positive, negative comments, whatever you want. I can take it. I'm a grown man. If I can take being rejected from women most of my life, I can take just about anything. But that's one of the most hurtful things a man can go through. And with that, deuces.